So the clown game, it could not have gone better for us. You know, it's the initiative to get Jags GM Trent Baalke fired so we can start over with a new regime.
So we need cash for parking at the tailgate, and I just pulled up to Wells Fargo, and right before I got out, I was like, oh shit, because someone was standing at the ATM. Now they're gone, but I was like, oh shit, I got to remember what I look like right now, because he could have easily swung on me because I look like the first scene in The Dark Knight, the Joker robs a bank. So I really have to be subtle here.
They're about to see your ass pull up.
I'm gonna walk up like this. I swear it's my money. All right, just keep an eye on me.
And besides the January heat, the weather here has made no sense to me lately. Was fucking blistering at the game, and now you step outside and you're gonna freeze. It's weird. Freeze by Florida standards, but other than the heat, the game was amazing. The clown shit got national exposure. Even if the stadium was not filled with clowns, as everybody made it seem that would happen, I didn't think the entire stadium was going to be filled with clowns, because not everybody is that extroverted to do that. But it did get national exposure.
There were about 5 different media outlets at our tailgate before we got there.
Yeah.
And even when we were there, there were a few. CBS
was still lingering around, and
yeah,
we got in a little segment for them at the end there with my sign that we took to AEW, little recycled sign. But it's crazy because every time Drew and I go to an event of some sort of importance, the camera finds us, or we find the camera, because there's a very high definition photo going around that everybody's using in their articles, their thumbnails for their content. And it's of us in the stands with Andy with a towel over his head with the Joker makeup on because it's hot as shit, and me smiling, just looking out into the game with the clown wig on, and then a guy in front of us who's got the blazer on, the nose, the wig, and it's just a great picture, and everybody's been using it. So even if it didn't, the whole stadium wasn't filled, just that photo makes it look like we did the damn thing. And if we have CBS posting it, 2 million followed Instagram accounts posting it, then I'd say we did our job, but job not finished, as Kobe says. And you could tell, arenas do that thing where they put fans on the Jumbotron with their little segments that they do, dance cam, whatever, bongo cam, whatever the hell they do. They tried to avoid the clowns at all costs. There was not a single clown that got on that screen, except for one instance where someone with a red nose popped into frame, and then they cut that shit instantly.
What about when the woman was doing the little trivia segment, and there was option A, B, or C to answer the trivia question for like former players who was drafted something. A, B, C were the options. She says D, fire Trent
Baalke.
Fire Trent Baalke.
And
she got cheers.
She got cheered.
Our section.
It was funny because when she did that, Ashlyn just went right to the answer, didn't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jags organization, you're so boring. Have some fun with us. You may have seen the TikTok video that I did with that CBS Sports graphic that they posted before the game that said the Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014 or 15, and that the Jags were 6-0 in the last few appearances. And I was so confident that history was not going to repeat itself, and that the Colts would come in here to Jacksonville and absolutely kill us, knowing that a playoff spot was on the line for them. Win and you're in. That's it. With how the Colts have been playing in the second half of the year with Jonathan Taylor, I thought they were going to come and wreck our shit.
I understand the Jags are 6-0 against the Colts at home since 2015. But please, take it from a guy who's been to 13 out of the 16 Jags games.
So confident.
This is the worst Jags team I've seen in my entire life. There is no history repeating itself on Sunday. Steelers fans, you need the Colts to lose.
You're done.
I'm sorry. You're out of the playoffs. The Jaguars are going to get their ass beat. I understand history.
Straight face, like your body didn't even move. It's just like so matter of fact.
Yeah.
So last week on the pod, I was like flabbergasted by your how you were going to operate the weekend, because you went to your friend's birthday in South Florida. You were out till like 2 a.m. drinking, flew back at 5 a.m. And then you went to the game. So tell me how that worked and how you felt throughout the day.
Yes. So Saturday night, I think I got back to my Airbnb around 2 a.m. Start packing up my duffel bag. I set a timer for 3:50 a.m. to catch a scheduled Uber from my Airbnb to the airport at 4 a.m. And I got 45 minutes of sleep, maybe max. I woke up and I was drenched in sweat because I forgot to turn on the AC down there. I turned on the wrong thing. I turned on a fan, but not the AC. So I woke up sweating, had to go to the airport.
What did you think when your alarm got off, knowing that like this is just to go to a Jags game?
I already knew it was happening, so I didn't think of anything of it when 4 a.m. hit. I was just like, I just hope there's no delays, because that would make my day terrible. Because booking an itinerary like this, everything has to go perfect, or I would have missed the game and it would have sucked, or I would have just showed up late. But got to the airport, flight left on time, security line was fast. I had first class, so I was able to, spread out and shit. But the two flights were, I connected in Atlanta, so I flew from Fort Lauderdale to Atlanta first, and then Atlanta to Jax. I tried to sleep on the planes, but I was so exhausted that I kept jumping out of my sleep throughout the entire flight. And when we landed, I asked the dude next to me, I was like, I couldn't sleep on this plane. And he's like, oh, you were snoring at one point. I was like, oh. So I guess I did knock out for a little bit on there, but it felt like I got no sleep.
It's just your heavy breathing.
Yeah. It felt like I got no sleep on the plane. I landed in Jax around 9:30, called the lift here. I come in here. I got absolutely no energy. I'm not even speaking to Andy. We get ready. We go to the tailgate. My God.
Let's go! Let's go!
And during the game, I think for the first couple quarters, I wasn't even cheering or doing anything. I was just watching the game because I just had no energy. But I guess a second wave hit me in the third quarter because I started to clap. I was becoming conscious of my cheering and clapping.
It's probably that Trevor Lawrence spiral.
The rest is history, holding up the sign, the Fire Baalke chants, getting the publicity on social media for the clown shit, which I was trying to do when we went to LA, but I guess this was the moment for that. But I made it. I think I'm still tired from that itinerary that I did because I keep falling asleep during the day at like noon and 2 p.m. But There's no trips planned for this month, really, unless I book this gig with Wilhelmina. I think we're back in the modeling shit, hopefully. Well, yeah, all eyes were on the Jags and their fans after we won that game. And history did repeat itself.
So now let's talk about the Colts side of it, because the Colts came in here. A win and they're in the playoffs.
That's all they had to do.
Beat the Jaguars, who are the worst team in the league, going to have the first pick in the draft, have just got 50 dropped on them by the Patriots. You just beat the Patriots. The Colts just beat the Patriots, and they beat
a lot of good teams this
season. A lot of good teams. Yeah. Thank you. And the Colts, all they had to do beat the Jags, but they hadn't beat them since 2013. So they have gone 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. 8 years?
It's been like 6, 7.
Oh.
But
tomato my busy.
The point is, TIAA Bank, Everbank, Alltel, however long it's been, is the Colts' kryptonite. And I just didn't believe it was going to happen again. I didn't believe it at all.
I did not either, but the Jaguars played stupid. On defense, our defensive line made their offensive line look so bad. They have 7 Pro Bowlers on their team. Where? Bitch, where?
Bitch, where?
Because I didn't see any of them.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz looked like dog shit, but Eagles fans are saying that's, you know, they that's what they're expecting. Like, that didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That's the Carson Wentz they know and hated. Funny that the Colts gave up a first-round pick for Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
and
Colts
are missing the playoffs.
They're in the absolute mud. It's crazy how our season ends 10 times better than theirs, and they have to give their draft pick to the Eagles, and Colts fans, you're in the mud.
You fucking can't. You're so mad. Holy shit, you're mad. She's mad. Look at you, bro. Yeah, you're fucking foolish.
You guys missed the playoffs. You lost to the Jags. You got Carson Wentz. Jonathan Taylor's your only bright spot. And the Jags are better than you. You guys should have been swept, honestly, because in Indy, y'all were letting us come back. Game-winning drive. Trevor Lawrence threw a pick. But if he was looking like he was on Sunday, that would have went a different way.
The way Trevor Lawrence looked Sunday was like how I was expecting him to look all season. That was perfect rookie quarterback play.
That's my QB.
What the fuck happened that game that they couldn't do that all year? Because
I don't know.
They didn't have all the players that they didn't have the last 10 weeks.
They're even missing James Robinson and half the offensive line.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Trevor was making some insane throws. Marvin Jones was catching balls, but we still had the drops. We had so many drops still. Like 4, 5, 6 drops that game. But it wasn't enough for the Colts to do
he was
anything.
at one point 11 of 11. And this is playing a Colts defense, a great Colts defense that needed to win to get into the playoffs. Wild.
We reiterate.
So wild. And after the game, Twitter was awesome. Twitter was so lit, especially from Steelers fans. And the Jaguars social media page and the Steelers page were both hilarious.
They were in conjunction with each other. Steelers were absolutely sucking us on social.
Yeah.
Steelers main page, and Chase Claypool even said something.
So, yeah, he tweeted,
"Thank you, Jaguars."
Thank you, Jaguars. And then toward the end of the Raiders-Chargers game when they were tied, he quote tweeted his tweet with like a
shock gif.
Yeah,
gif?
a shock emoji. Which brings me to what the Jaguars beating the Colts meant, and that meant that the tie or a potential tie in Raiders-Chargers would mean that they both make the playoffs and the Steelers are out. So the Steelers fans are on cloud 9 knowing that what are the fucking odds?
It's like 2019, bro. We played the Colts last game of the year, finished 6-10, but we beat them. Now here we are again, about to have the first pick in the draft. Colts come to town, end the season. Somehow we win, no losing streak. We starting next season with a winning streak, baby. I don't know who we gonna draft, but whatever. It is what it is.